So I just got off the phone with an agency owner. I want to shoot this video really quick. Look, guys, when you're hiring staff and you're dealing with the people that you have today on your team, you have to have clear standards and expectations. Okay, these have to be communicated from the very beginning. Hopefully during the interview, it should be part of what you're using to vet people and figure out whether they're going to be a good fit or not. When you're going through standards and expectations, you're talking about activity levels, the number of phone calls they got to make, the number of quotes they have to do, whatever the things are that you're requiring in your agency, and you get negative pushback, on those kind of things, that's probably not going to be a good fit. A lot of times people aren't even bringing them up at all, though, right? Or maybe they even come into the office and they're not bringing them up while they're there, and then they wait, and all of a sudden things aren't going the way they want them to go, and now they're dealing with it. So we've got to communicate very clear standards and expectations from the beginning. And that has to be something that is ingrained in everybody's mind in terms of what they're supposed to do. Keep in mind, most people, they're just wired to get by. Okay, whatever they do today, if it got them through the day and there's no negative consequence, they're probably just gonna do the same thing tomorrow. So when you start off with a new person and you don't establish those standards and those expectations, you're gonna have a really tough time getting the full potential out of that person. You just really are. So I like to start them off the very first week with a goal. And there's a platform in the document section that goes through our onboarding process, right? And it has all the goals. Week 1, 2, 3, 4, month 2, month 3. We're very specific. You can pull that, you can edit it. You don't have to necessarily use our goals, but you need to have some numbers in there. They need to know there's a sense of urgency to get rolling. It doesn't take 90 days to get somebody up to speed. You can get them rolling from the very first week, okay? But it's up to you to set that tone. You got to set the standard. You got to set the expectation. Another thing is, don't let the goal be confused for the standard. And don't let the standard be confused for the goal. Like the conversation I just had, he's having some issues. This is someone new that I'm working with now, and he's got 5 producers. And I asked him, I said, what's your standard? Well, the standard is $20,000 a month in premium. I said, okay. I said, well, how many people met the standard? He said, well, 1. I said, well, what happened to the other 4 people? What happened if the 4 that didn't make the standard? Well, nothing. I didn't do anything. And that's not really the standard then. That now they start to think that's the goal. That nothing happened. He told me I needed to do 20 grand. I didn't do 20 grand, and nothing happened. There's no accountability. So maybe that's the goal. Maybe I just need to try as hard as I can and fall a little short. I fall a little short. You need to come up with a number that is your standard, that's your minimum expectation. Okay? And that has to be met in order for people to stick around. And there's got to be a sense of urgency, some accountability around that, okay? So maybe you don't fire them the very first month that happens. Maybe you give them 1 extra month to get back up to speed. But if they can't get there, then you got to deal with that. You got to let them go. You can't allow people to just suck payroll and take money out of your business and be a loss center. Everybody's either a profit center or they're a loss center. So you come up with a number, whatever number you think. And if you ever want help with that, you let us know. But come up with a number that works for you. That if this person did X, they did this amount of premium, this many policies, this many items every month, that number works for you. Okay, now that becomes your standard. And now you got to hold people accountable to that. And look, probably the easiest way to do that, because I know a lot of times people, they really struggle with accountability. Find out what's important to them. Find out what's important to your team members. What they want to do with their money, like financially, what's important, what are their goals. Help them come up with a plan to accomplish those things. And then when they fall short of that, you can get with them about helping them accomplish buying that house or paying off that debt or whatever that might be, okay? And that'll be a lot easier conversation than just coming in there, banging your fist on the desk about how the agency's not hitting their goals. But either way, one way or the other, guys, you have to have a minimum standard. You have to have something in place where people know, look, if I don't do this, I'm not going to be here. And this is going to be a requirement. People fail to do that a lot. And that's exactly why they end up with people that are very mediocre, very average, and have a difficult time paying them and meeting their goals and growing the agency and doing what they're trying to do. So anyways, hope that helps you guys. Think about that. Come up with a number. If we can help you with any of that, you reach out anytime. Have standards. Have expectations. Don't confuse the goal for the standard, and make sure it's clearly communicated with some accountability.